Hello. I don't know why my screen's blurry. It's the day after Halloween. And our pumpkin needs to be taken care of. So we carved it yesterday. And it's still good. And I do this every year. We carve the day before, the day of Halloween. And then I can process it. And it's not wasted. Because pumpkin is a food. If you all didn't know that. So here's our jack-o'-lantern. I don't know where I think the dogs took off with the lid. I think the dogs took the lid. I think the doggies took the lid. Oh no, it fell in. It fell in because So we did run a candle in here, but it didn't do anything except for the lid part. But yeah, so we're gonna process this. I think we're gonna just dehydrate this year. So we're gonna bake it in the oven. Yeah, Shandon's all his decorations. Look at the Tobin Spirit Guide. Do you guys know where that's from? What movie's that from? Yeah, we're gonna put it in the oven. We're just gonna bake it. So what you do is you cut it in half, put it in the oven. I gotta clean my kitchen still. So I'm gonna clean my kitchen up and do that. And then we're gonna bake it for like 350 degrees for like until it's soft. And then when it's done, we'll take it out and do the rest. And I'll show you how it's done. So before we do that, I have my pumpkin seeds we gotta take care of here. And so they're washed and pat dry. I rinsed them last night and then just left them in the colander and then patted them dry this morning. Then I put some, I have garlic olive oil I make myself. So it's really easy. All you do is cook garlic, chopped garlic in oil for a small amount of time, and then it's infused with the flavor of garlic. Then you drain it, and I reuse the bottles. So I put some garlic olive oil over it to coat, just enough to coat. And then we're gonna add some I don't know if I'm gonna do salt. You can put salt on before or after, but we're gonna bake it in the oven just for like 5 minutes. Sometimes I go too long. Sometimes I went 10 minutes. So we're gonna start 5 minutes and see how it goes, and then just go from there. I'm gonna do it at 350 for 5 minutes. And see how that works. Everyone's oven's different, guys, so you gotta figure that out. My oven's a little, because it's divided into 2 areas, it cooks warm, but on the bottom. So, see, like, you can't cook it on the bottom or it'll burn things, so I have to go right in the middle. So, I like this double divided oven. It's easy to cook, heat up. Then, if I have a turkey or a ham, I just put it in my roaster because it's just easier that way anyways. So, okay, I'm gonna do that. That's easy peasy pumpkin seeds. And let's get, I have to wait for Shandon to wake up so he can see his pumpkin one last time. It's early in the morning. I don't know, I might keep this on and see how long these tattoos last. I mean, they're pretty good. They're only like $5 on Amazon. They're like temporary tattoos for costumes. You know, those temporary tattoos you used to wear when you were a kid. Anyways, yeah, I have to wait for Bit to wake up so he can say goodbye to his pumpkin. Because if I do it before he wakes up, it's not a good thing. I have to go buy a whole new pumpkin and carve it, and it would just be a bad deal. He'd be so upset, and then I'd feel bad. I'd have to go find a pumpkin, carve it exactly how it was, so he'd be happy, and we don't want to go there. So with Shandon, you guys think like 4 steps ahead, and just simple things like waiting for him to say goodbye will alleviate a lot of issues than me just being proactive and cutting it up. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for him to say bye-bye pumpkin, and then we'll do it. Okay, I ended up putting salt on it, and then we're gonna pop it in the oven. I did save some seeds back for planting. I always do that, so I'll plant these next year. It's always good to save some seeds for the garden. And then I'll put it in my bottom oven down here. Alrighty, so I ended up doing it for 15 minutes. And I'm going to toss it a little bit. And then probably do another 5 minutes. Just to get ones that might need a little bit extra cooking. And then just let it sit there. Let's see, we'll put some salt, more salt on, I think. Needs more salt. There we go. Alright, 5 more minutes. And then it'll be done. Alright guys, so jack-o'-lantern is going to be, we have to wash it really, really good. And then we'll put it in the oven and then dehydrate it. Alrighty guys, so we washed it really well and then we put it face down on a cookie sheet. And then we're going to put it in the oven for about an hour. Alright, we're all done. And we're going to sit here and we're going to chop it up. We're going to put it in here. And I'm going to blend it up. My counter, I have so much going on my counter. We're going to blend it all up in this Mama Jamma. And this is a particularly dry type of pumpkin, but I want to utilize the skins. So you could peel the skins off and do it without the skins, but I want the skins, the nutrients from the skins. I washed it really well. We're going to blend it all up together and then put it on our dehydrator. Alright, so I have my Nesco dehydrator here. And I have the maximum amount allowed, which I think is 8, 9. Wait, hold on. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I have 9 tiers. And then these fruit trays here. So we're going to take what we blended, and don't worry if the skins, if you choose to do the skins, if they don't blend up nicely in there, because what's going to happen is we're going to dehydrate it and then you're going to blend it again into powder. Let me go get a spatula. Alright, sorry, I had to go get a little thing how to undo this here. So we're going to take this out and we're going to spread everything on these fruit roll-ups trays right here. I'll probably need to do about 4 trays. And like I said, see how you can see the skins in here, and I'm keeping them in for more nutritional value. I washed it really well with vinegar and hot water. But when this dries up, we're gonna blend it again in the blender to powder it, okay? Because this is gonna stick together. This has become like chips. You could keep them in chip form, I guess, and then blend it as you need it also. So I think for a quarter of the pumpkin is 1 fruit tray. You don't want too thick. Smooth it out as best you can. If it's too thick, then just start it on another tray. There we go. Now you don't have to dehydrate it, guys. You could put it in the freezer. Don't do the skins, probably. Just peel, scrape it from the skin using a spoon. Then put it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. And then you have pumpkin for soups and pies. And this is how you do it. This is how you do it, guys. And then we're gonna see on the Nesco, it has a little cheat thing, but So we're gonna do like 125 to 135 degrees for probably 2 days. It's gonna take at least 15 hours, I know that. Depending on your humidity in your house, you know, it just really depends. You're gonna go until it's dry. And then we're gonna blend it, and then probably dry it out again, because when you blend it, it'll get sticky from the heat. So, yeah. And we'll see you in 2 days. I still got my makeup on, guys. I gotta take it off. My Halloween makeup. Alright, guys, so I have 4 trays of the fruit trays, and all I have left is these netted things, and that's not going to work. I just need one more, and I don't have any more. So here's what you do. You take some wax paper or parchment paper, you put it on here, and then, you know, cut a hole in the middle. Show you. So we're going to cut a hole in the middle like so, just go like this, and then like this, and then, see, you just cut this part right here, choop choop, or rip it. I'm just going to rip it. There. Bam. A bigger hole than I anticipated, but that's okay. And we're going to put it right on here. I just need a little. I just don't want it to go in between those grates. There we go. And that'll do it. And then we're going to turn it on and rock and roll. Yeah, rock and roll. And I'm pretty sure this movie inspired the old guard in some ways. That too also did define her. So spread the word about her awesome cheerleading skills and took a trip to California just to be sure. Okay, all done. See, I'm in a hurry, so I didn't want to go run and find some scissors. Alright, guys. Got that going, and then we're going to put the lid on and plug it in. There we go. There. I'm going to set it between 125 and 135. There we go. That's how I'll do it. Alright, guys. It's been like a day. It's early morning right now. And I'm having to switch the trays around because this is not dry and this is dry in certain spots. So we're going to take off the parts that are dry, and then, see, oh, that got a little extra dry. That's okay. That's good. So we're going to take this off and put it in a jar. Should peel right off, and then we'll dehydrate, like, continue on with that. Okay, guys, because I ran it so thick, I had to run it longer than 24 hours. So, and, you know, got little dark spots, but it's still fine. So we're going to peel this off and put it in a jar. And this is called bark. This is, basically, is pumpkin bark. Now you can leave it like this, which I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it like this on most of it. But then on some of it, I'm going to grind. And all you do is put it in. All you do, let's go ahead, and we're going to just put it in your blender, and we're going to blend it up, okay? I'll show you, and then after you blend it up, you're going to sift it really good from like a flour sifter or a strainer to get the big pieces out and then reblend it, okay? So I'm going to do that. Alright, guys, so what's going to happen is, as we blend this, it's going to heat up, and that's going to create moisture. So we're going to have to throw this back in the dehydrator, the powder, just for a little bit to dry out any moisture you created during the blending process. Okay, and here we go. Nice and pretty. Let's dump it out. Now, for comparison, here's some pumpkin powder I did. I did about oh gosh, I think I did about 6 pumpkins. In 2018, I have about this much left. My homemade desiccant is rice. But here, this is what I have left from 2018 from doing like 6 pumpkins. Alright, so it smells so good. You keep it nice and tight and it stays good. I just add it to smoothies, but this is a cupcake thingamajig, you know, where you make cupcakes with liner. And you put rice in it, and then I stapled it, and you have to make sure the staples are in good so it doesn't get in your food. But yeah, I put it in there, and it's the homemade desiccant, and it works. But this is ground up in 2018, still just as nutritious. I add it to smoothies, noodles, soups. It's really a good addition for vitamins, you know, to anything you're cooking. So yeah, and that's just let's take it out. And all right, so I never use my canning jars for holding my dehydrated things. I always use recycled jars, and then what you do is you heat the lids up with a blow dryer or the coffee pot warmer, and then they'll seal and stay sealed really good. So yeah, this needs to be heated up for it to be able to you know, stay sealed. If you don't heat them up, then they sometimes come up, like pop up. So yeah, a hair dryer or a warming mat, or I use the coffee pot warmer, and I just lay it on there and it heats up, and then you do it, and then you vacuum seal. Okay, take this, and we're just gonna, you know, slowly sift it and get the smaller particles in. Right, like that. And you just get it all in there till it's a fine powder, and the big ones are going to stay up. And then you can blend those again. So these, I mean, if you want them to be even smoother, you know, these are pretty small. See? But you can blend that again if you want it to be more of a fine powder. But I think I'm good with that, because I'm going to put this in soups and smoothies, and I like it. So, yep, it's not too chunky. And there's how it looks. The same as the one that's from 2018. It doesn't oxidize. See? It doesn't oxidize. This is 2018. I labeled it right here. It's pretty, let's see if I can get pretty much the same color. You know, it's going to be even a little bit darker because I have some dark pieces that I'm going to blend up. So, but you can also just save this in the jar itself without blending it. It's called bark. So, but actually the blender did so good. It didn't create any moisture. It didn't heat it up at all. It's like a really good blender. I had some in the past that just took so long. They weren't very strong. And then it created moisture. So I had to rehydrate, put it in the dehydrator. But not this time. On this batch, I had to sprinkle it in the dehydrator because it got so hot with me trying to get it smooth. But I had an old-fashioned blender, like a really old one. It wasn't very good at pulverizing. But yeah, this did really super good. I could probably even do it more to make it smoother, like more fine powder. But yeah, it's perfect. Alrighty guys, so that's how you dehydrate pumpkin and make pumpkin powder or pumpkin bark. It's really nutritious, I'm telling you. I love to use it, especially in the winter, to, like when I make chicken noodle soup when we're sick. I thought it was blurry. When I make chicken noodle soup when we're sick, I add it to all kinds of things. I'll put it in a meatloaf, just And it adds really, really great nutritious value to anything you're cooking in the winter. Vitamin C, it's really high in vitamin C. It's super good for you. Put in your smoothies. You can make a coffee. People like this pumpkin spice coffee. You can use it to infuse in your coffee and make a pumpkin spice flavor if you wanted to. The sky's the limit. So just remember, you're gonna have to rotate it. Like I still have a couple trays that were heated unevenly, and you're gonna get, you know, a few dark spots here and there, but it's still good. It's not bad. So it's perfect. It's nice and shiny on the back. You could make fruit roll up out of this, and that's a little bit different process when you blend it up. So I'm going to have to do like how to make fruit leather one time. It's really easy. I'm going to do it with watermelon, I think, this year when I grow watermelon. So anyways, we'll just talk to you later, guys, and subscribe. Peace.